this review, it's all a game of focus. You focus on the movie. You give your opinion on the movie. And I tell you whether it's shit or not. Focused. Segue. So, you want to know what I saw? Focus on my words, and you'll know what I saw. I saw Focus, the new Will Smith movie. Pretense aside. So yeah, I saw, and I looked at the roster of movies coming out for February. I'm like, what are the movies that I think are going to be either good, or the ones I'm looking forward to, or a combination of them? The only ones I can honestly say looks good were Kingsman and Focus. The rest of them, Jupiter Ascending, Seventh Son, 50 Shades of Not Good. They didn't look that good. This is of the movies coming out this February. This was the only other one besides Kingsman that I thought looked any decent. It's been a while since we had Will Smith in a good movie. I mean, the last movie I liked him in was, I think, Men in Black 3. And not everyone likes Men in Black 3. Let's be clear about that. I like Men in Black 3. I think Men in Black 3 has some really strong points to it. It's got some things that are a little iffy. I wasn't overly huge on the villain and things like that. But, I like Men in Black 3. But then he got After Earth. What was the one he had before After Earth and before that one? Crap, I can't remember. But as of late, Will Smith's still popular. People still like Will Smith, and I'm one of the people who still likes Will Smith. But he's just kind of he's all over the place. Combined with the things in his personal life, him trying to basically give his son a career. Which, Will, we love you. Stop pushing your son on us. Jaden's actually a decent actor. I liked him in Karate Kid. Jaden has the potential to be a good actor. If you do not push Will, please, Will, give your son a chance to go out on his own. Don't try to make your son's own for him. Let him learn life's lessons and let him, go through the processes if that's what he wants to do. So that's my, message to you, Will. Should you ever see this video, we love you, but really, let your kid, grow up to be his own man. Don't try to push him into the business. Because I'd seen the trailers, I'm like, okay, this looks better than the other stuff that's kind of come out with Will Smith the late. So, no, I went in and I came out, and I liked the movie. The movie's pretty decent. It's not perfect. It's not a 10 out of 10. Absolutely, it's not a 10 out of 10. But for what it is, movie about con artists. It's a fine movie. It's a different look at the con artist movie, I think, than what we normally like. It does have elements of, say, Ocean's 11, like the George Clooney version, or something along the lines of, oh man, I haven't in a long time since I had or more things like The Sting or something like that. It's got elements of that, but it's not that fantasy version as much. Just some dramatized, I guess is the better term. It's not that dramatized version quite as much. It is a more realistic take on the whole world of being a con artist and con rings and things like that. And I liked that about the movie. You get an idea. They explain how they operate. They explain how everyone gets a cut, how everyone is a part of it, how you're always part of the game and things like that. It was really interesting to see and watch. Two main leads we had were Will Smith and Margot Robbie. And now I should say this right now. Will Smith and Margot Robbie. Will Smith is right now scheduled to play Deadshot. That can change because Tom Hardy had dropped out. So all I know that could change. But right now he is scheduled to be Deadshot in Suicide Squad, and Margot Robbie is supposed to be Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad. I'll talk a little bit more about Margot Robbie on movie news or what's going on with Harley Quinn because a little bit of news came out for that. But I'll talk about that at another point this week. They are scheduled to be in the movie together. And Deadshot and Harley Quinn. And in the comics, they have kind of they bang. They kind of have a fuck buddy relationship more or less. Harley's still fucking crazed. She fucking puts a face on carves someone's face off and puts it on Deadshot while he's tied up, and just straddles and is like, I love you. It's like, yeah, she's still fucked up. It's not like they're in a couple. They fuck. So. There's that. So I wonder if they will actually address that in Suicide Squad, because just by going off the chemistry of these two alone in this movie, I believe that. These guys had really good chemistry. They had really good, they had really good repertoire. they had really good, just kind of intimacy together. I wouldn't even start to call it sexual chemistry. It was definitely a good intimacy with them. Now, again, this movie opens up with us basically just being established to Will Smith, and then us being introduced to Margot Robbie. It's not like we don't see Will Smith, doing his thing, and then we see Margot Robbie. No, we get introduced to Margot Robbie and Will Smith right off the bat. He meets her at a restaurant. She takes him back to her room. She's trying to con him, and then he basically, I think you see it in Run the Trails. I'm not going to really spoil anything, by the way, in this video. This one I don't feel like spoiling anything, just because they're always decent, and it's not really any overly great plot points to spoil. The few ones that I could spoil, I don't really care about spoiling, so I'm not going to spoil this time around. But I'll go over some scenes, obviously. I won't spoil any of the key ones. So he goes up, and they're making, and then the husband comes in with a gun and says, "Where the fuck shoot me?" It's like, I can't think of a good reason for you not to shoot me. Do you know what I was gonna do to her, man? Yeah, if you knew what I was gonna do to her, you'd shoot me. You know what? And you know what? I've got cancer. I've got a fucking tumor the size of a lemon in my head. He fired a gun. You'll see in just a moment, man. It's like, I can't shoot a guy. It's like, he doesn't have cancer. They just explains what they did wrong as con artists. It was pretty good. There's some good bits of humor in this movie. There are. Will Smith, when he's on his A game, he is a class actor. He is someone you are like, TV's on the back, that's why you see the glow. He is someone that, can deliver. And, I mean, this is not necessarily him at his best, but it's definitely not him at his worst. He's definitely giving a good performance on this. It's all around decent performance. Margot Robbie, another one. She starts off as just a lowly con artist, pickpocket and stuff like that. She wants in, and then the relationship kind of starts forming with them, which I wouldn't say it's sudden, because we don't know the progression of time going on in this story for a little bit, except they do show like a gap of 3 years and stuff like that. They don't necessarily show a progression of certain events, like him introducing her to the ring and stuff like that. But if that's the case, then I can actually put suspension of disbelief into play and say, yeah, it's been a couple days, so maybe they've been developing chemistry and stuff like that. And he has an immediate attraction to her because of just how naturally good she is at the job, and that develops. You can see there's some great, just very quiet, not even long quiet moments, but quiet moments of them kind of looking at each other, and there is chemistry on them. They got some great chemistry to them. I dug it. I dug them. Now they're kind of like an off and on couple a little bit. I mean, they said there's no room for heart or love in this game and stuff like that, and but then you're banging. Clearly, they have affection for each other, and clearly they actually do end up loving each other in their own way by the end of the movie. And that's how the movie ends. They're together in the end in some way, even though he's bleeding. I'm not going to spoil what happens, but he ends up getting shot at one point, and near the end of the film, he survives the film at the end, but he ends up getting shot. And actually, that's a bit of a spoiler right there. So I'm going to just say, except for one thing, I'm just going to say fuck the spoiler rule. So this will be a spoiler review. So of course you'll know it. I always put it on the fucking thing, but I'm thinking this on the fly. So yeah, what happens is they get caught. It's that scene you see in the trailer where he gets punched in the face. They're tied up, and they get caught. So goes over the explanation, and then it's like, you know what, fuck it. I live a life. I'm going to go out. I'm actually going to go out telling the truth. And you're not going to like the truth. So here it, poof, and he gets shot. And I was so fucking sick and tired of hearing him talk. He got shot by, Gerard McCraney, who plays a character called Owens. I liked, he just goes on and say, he just has that disgruntled old man speech about you kids, you're a lazy generation. In my day, you just tell someone to fuck off. Don't tell them you like their jacket. And it's like, I like your jacket, fuck you. Just goes on and say, you and your iPods and your iPads, your iPods, eating your turkey sandwiches. Oh, sorry, paninis. It was just a fun little speech there. I do like the way they kind of explain things. They explain it very much in an the George Clooney version, the Ocean's 11 kind of explanation of how the events portrayed. Will Smith basically explains how he basically got away with doing stuff to people. It's really fun. I love when we see the play-by-plays kind of in these type of movies, con artist movies. They're so fun to watch, and this was fun to watch, especially especially because of how the one scene plays off in a movie, and it's the scene. You see it at one. It's a kind of a combination of scenes in the show where he like dumps all their money apparently into a gambling thing. He's basically placing a bet with a guy, and it's that guy you see in is like, oh, now you make things interesting. Well, basically they're at the Super Bowl, and they're basically, it turns out Margot Robbie's like, I'm not a big fan of Super Bowl. I was like, really? Why'd you say that? No, I love you got the tickets, but I just don't understand. Okay, we'll find something. And then just start playing little bets on it. It's like, okay, that guy's not going to catch that hot dog. That guy's not going to get up because he's too drunk, so forth. And then this guy's just like, I'll take a piece of that action. Come on, let me play. Come on, I like you. And then they start betting, and Will Smith, it's hinted he has a gambling problem, but really it's all more of a longer con. So he starts betting and keeps losing the money over and over and over again. And then he's like, double or nothing. And then finally it goes to like this impossible bet. And he has to pick the guy. And, double or nothing, $2 million basically, pick the guy. And it's like, okay, I picked the number. The girl guessed the number, and you look and she sees a guy that they know who's basically staked. This whole thing's been a con the whole time, and just like, no, fucking, why did you do that? She gets like, whole deal is they've been subconsciously putting a number in his head, 55, and then one of their compatriots is on the field in a 55 jersey. So basically, the subconscious guy, including him, he's been subconsciously being put into his head. Just randomly appearing shows up. So he picked the guy. So everyone in the theater, and there was a couple people there. Was like 10 other people along with me in the theater. A couple couples, actually. Everyone got a good laugh at that. That was great. That was just great. That was gold. And it played actually back to another scene where they were showing how they were like playing cards, and the cards were the cards were marked. So this guy lost. We end up seeing that guy later on. He's the guy. This is just lets him be on the field. It's like, don't worry, your debt's paid now, coach. Gives him a good on the mask. That guy's great. That guy's name was just a second, Farhad, who was played by Adrian Martinez. He's great. He was great. He was just some. He has some of the best dialogue. He's like, so how you doing? All this hot trim, right? Oh, come on, we all know you're a lesbian. How do you know? It's like I spell vagina anytime you're on your breath. I don't even know what that face means. Don't ever make that face again. He's just got some really great lines. It's like, how long have you known him? You got me. We're sleeping together. It's like, so. Oh my God, you must just throw in some really good pissy, man. I'm gonna miss sucking his dick. I know he's gonna miss sucking mine. Oh man, there's some great dialogue in this. That being said, as much as I'm ranting about the movie, there are some things I didn't like. I thought the pacing was definitely odd because they were cutting back and forth and they do time skips. It was kind of odd. Some of the editing I wasn't a big fan of. There were cuts in places I didn't think they should be. I mean, I can't fault any of the actors. All the actors did a really decent job, actually. Particularly the one reveal at the end about who a character is. That was actually pretty good, I thought. I actually didn't see that one coming. I mean, I saw where that scene was going to play. The scene where he gets shot. It turns out that even that's the con. He gets shot, but the guy explains like shot him in the ribs and stuff like that to avoid So they end up saving him and stuff like that. I saw the fact that was a con going on, but the reveal of the character was a surprise to me. I actually didn't expect that. So I'm like, all right, that was legit. I didn't see that coming. That's cool. All right, it's cool when a movie can do that. The movie's got a decent soundtrack to it. Not all the songs are my taste, but they work for what it is. Especially Sympathy for the Devil. Then another subconscious thing. See, 55 in or Chinese or Korean or something is woo-woo. So they're playing Sympathy to the Devil in the background, which I didn't realize was the actual background music being played in that room. I thought it was just the background music playing. Because it boom, boom, boom. Please allow me to introduce myself. I thought that was just, the theme music playing for that. And it turns out they actually were playing that in the actual room. So I'm like, right on. So Sympathy of the Devil, it's like, woohoo, subconsciously putting the 55 in there. Woohoo. It's it's an enjoyable movie. I actually would recommend anyone who wants to go see it, who thought it might look like a decent watch, to go see it. It's a good watch, good sit down. It's short though. I was surprised how short it was because I didn't get any. I surprisingly did not get any trailers for this movie at all. It was gave me that like classics rewind thing, and then it gave me just going straight into the movie. So timed at like that's about 5 minutes of stuff. That's those classics. So yeah, that's like 5 minutes in. So I timed it. The movie was barely. It was a little over an hour and a half long. It's a quick sit. It really is. So if you want to kill an hour and a half, go see. It's a good Will Smith movie for a change. I recommend this absolutely. So my final rating, I think I'm going to give this maybe about a 7. I'm going to give this about a 7. It's a little better than Gambler in my mind. Gambler dragged at points. And Mark Wahlberg, as much as I think Mark Wahlberg is a good actor and has charm to him, Will Smith is just far more charismatic than Mark Wahlberg is, in my opinion. And the chemistry worked out better. Because the only real good things I liked about The Gambler, and it is a slightly, I mean, Gambler's not about a comment, but it's a slightly similar feel. The only things I liked, the characters I liked in the Gambler are Mark Wahlberg, John Goodman, and then I can't remember. I should have looked up the other guy, but the other gangster, the other guy who was in Dead 2, basically, not the black guy. This bad as that is for me to say, the black guy. I can't remember his name, unfortunately. Off the top of my head. So yeah, the only ones I liked in there. Whereas I liked Margot Robbie, I liked Will Smith, I liked Adrian Martinez, I liked Gerard McRaney. I even liked Rodrigo Santoro, who played like the. At their time, he's working with a guy and then he ends up screwing him over. So he plays that guy. I even liked him. So and I liked there's another actor, Brennan Brown, who played a horse, who was basically one of his compatriots. And I'm like, but I'm looking at this guy, I'm like, did you want to get Kevin Spacey for this role, but Kevin Spacey's too busy doing House of Cards? Because this guy looked it sounded a lot like Kevin Spacey. Not as pitch on imitation, but you could definitely see him being a young Kevin Spacey, like a good ringer for him. But he was fine, yeah. So yeah, I'm giving this, at the end of the day, I'm going to give this a good solid 7. It's a kind of a boring review. I didn't hate the movie that much. The reviews tend to be a lot more entertaining. A lot more entertaining when I have shit to complain about. But whatever. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put it in the comments below. Let us know. We will do a review of it at some point. So, next one I see is Chappie next week. I'm going to be on set only Saturday next week. So, actually, my schedule will be fairly okay. So, yeah, Thursday I'll catch Chappie. I am Chappie. I am consciousness. I am alive. I actually don't think that looks bad. It is still nothing more than Short Circuit if Neil Blomkamp did it, but whatever. I like Short Circuit. So, and I'll have movie news up later tomorrow. So, thanks for watching. I will see you for the next one. Good night, everyone.